Welcome. The moon, it has flat earth's big problems to explain. Today we take and watch, or rather listen to Brandon and how he succeed as substitute for Ranty. Brandon and his brilliant panel is discussing this image that Ranty posted last week and asked if anyone could see the problem with the picture. This is the second time this panel is discussing this image. The panel is looking on a video from WheresWallys, who are looking at a debunk from Critical Think, who has looked at this panel's last discussion about this image. A bit confusing. Let's hear what the panel and Brandon have to say about this.
I don't know. I don't understand why they feel the need to defend this picture so much. It just seems absolutely ludicrous on its face to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Mark, have you seen this picture that I'm talking about?
I'm looking at it now, and the light of the Earth and the light of the sun on the moon doesn't comprehend if the sun is 93 million miles away.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. And another thing is, I'll try to open up a bigger picture of it.
The light on the moon is coming from underneath it, where the light on the Earth is way above it. So there's two separate light sources. Nothing's consistent here.
Yeah. I'm sure they could try to explain. What caught my eye immediately, and apologize for Nelson being in this, but if you look at the edge of the Earth, how this storm just kind of goes up and cuts off sharply at the edge of the Earth and the shape of the supposed curvature. It just, at first glance, I look at this and I go, that's fake.
If you look at the picture, you clearly see that it's not two light sources. If we zoom in on the area where you can see the ground and you look at the shadow casted from the clouds, and then we zoom out again and look at the shadows on the moon, you see that it's the same angle. The light is coming from the same position. And Brandon is suddenly a professional, is predicting weather, I think, because he identified what this cloud was. It's a storm, ladies and gentlemen. And we zoom in here. This part he claims is CGI. Based on what, Brandon? That you think it looks CGI. That's not near to be a proof of anything.
Well, their explanation pretty much boils down to, you guys don't understand camera zoom. So they're saying that it's just, the zoom on the camera.
Yeah, but
and
that's my point, right? Okay, look, that's my point. If you're going to zoom in, that moon is not going to be there. You would have to be at a higher angle, farther away to zoom in. You would have to be above the moon. If you're going to, like, just imagine that you're in a weather balloon or whatever, and you're 120,000 feet. I would venture to guess if you're at 120,000 feet and you do a 360, you're not going to see the moon. So at what point are you going to have to go away from the Earth's surface where you're going to get the moon in that photo? Okay, so let's just imagine, I'm just going to make up the number. You have to go 1,000 miles. Okay, well, we've never been there with, a weather balloon or whatever. So this is a satellite. So if the satellite is 1,000 miles higher than the Earth, is the moon going to be in its frame? I don't think so.
If you bother to take some information about this picture, you would know that they are using the moon to calibrate the equipment on the satellite. Therefore, they are waiting for the moon to be in the right position. Perhaps this is news for you, but the moon is circling around the globe, so of course you can get the moon and the Earth in the same picture from a satellite. That's no problem at all.
So
it could be, but it would be a lot smaller than what it is.
right. Yeah. So that's what we said on Thursday. This is all scaled disproportionately. It doesn't work. So don't spew your bullshit, uncritical think that we don't know what zoom means, because we would have to be very far away to zoom in. And if we did zoom in at that point, the scale for the moon and the scale for the Earth would be completely different.
Yeah, the moon would be.
So
it could be, but it would be a lot smaller than what it is.
Right. Yeah. So that's what we said on Thursday. This is all scaled disproportionately. It doesn't work. So don't spew your bullshit, uncritical think that we don't know what zoom means, because we would have to be very far away to zoom in. And if we did zoom in at that point, the scale for the moon and the scale for the Earth would be completely different.
Yeah, the moon would be very it would be tiny.
Brandon, can I say something here?
Yeah, go ahead, Gadget. Yeah.
If you bother to look at Critical Things video, he did a great job proving that this is correct and the scale is correct. He pixel counted and he showed the curvature that it's correct. So you don't understand zooms, I'm sorry to tell. Look at those pictures. How do you explain that the moon has different sizes? Is it CGI or is it a zoom?
Okay, we're talking about the moon here, but why don't we have cameras on the moon looking back right at us right now?
Yeah, that's always a question that's been brought up. I mean, you think that when they drop that, that laser reflector, the retroflector, whatever the hell they call it, they would have put a camera up there. They had a camera, right? Because that's how they supposedly filmed the takeoff of the lunar lander.
Yeah, but there should be thousands of cameras up there right now, like little fucking drones flying around and looking at us for educational purposes.
To prove what to who? To you ignorant flat earthers? If they placed a camera on the moon and showed the picture, you would scream CGI.
I agree. I suppose they would say, just thinking from a baller perspective, well, that's what satellites are for. We have thousands of satellites taking pictures of the Earth, Himawari, et cetera, et cetera. But I agree. You would think that'd be a priority to have some kind of camera on the moon looking back at the Earth. Duh. Right?
Exactly. And that's
it's our natural satellite around the Earth, right? It's I don't know. It just has to be. But if it's not,
Good afternoon.
Oh, hey, Rakia.
They said in 1969 we landed on the moon. We put all this shit in the moon. We can't even see the landers. We can't even see anything. Why don't you just drop a drone and send it? The Chinese have all these orbiters going around, and Americans supposedly as well. They have, right?
Yep.
Why don't you just drop a drone and let us see them flags? Let us see those moonlanders. Why don't you do that? Why don't you show that to us?
And if you were interested, you would find that it have been taking picture of the landing sites. For instance, the Japanese lunar mission Kagoya took images of the Apollo 15 landing site. So it's no problem to find those pictures, so why send them up a drone to prove for you fools that the moon landings is not fake? You're not interested in any facts. You only try to explain it with it's fake, it's CGI, it's never happened. It's no meaning to try to teach you anything.
It's worse than you think. There would be cameras on everything. All the meteors, the moon, everywhere they could put a camera. If they could get there, there would be a camera. The reason there's not is because you can't get
Never
there.
went. We never went. You know, imagine, I'm just going back, I said to the guys the other night, imagine a Super Bowl night, in January, full moon, Super Bowl night. You have fucking lasers coming out of the moon, like Nike and whatever, all these publicities, It's crazy.
Crazy, yes, you are crazy. Have you any idea of the costs for a mission to the moon? No one have the money to spend to place a laser to broadcast laser shows over the Super Bowl final. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Of course it doesn't.
Just the military implications alone. There should be a camera pointing in every direction, militarily wise.
Yeah.
And just another thing, from Earth, we can see the southern hemisphere of the moon. We can see craters upside down. Why can't they show fucking Australia upside down from the moon with the big?
What's the number one
quality-
thing on the battlefield that you want to achieve? Besides winning, of course.
Yeah, it's
High
crazy.
ground, right?
Position. Yep.
High ground. What's the highest ground on Earth? Well,
Highest ground on Earth,
the
I'd
moon.
say.
Who is this idiot? Sorry, but he have no knowledge about the military. The moon better than satellites? How? Today, both Russia, USA and so on have satellites covering the whole globe. They can see almost everything everywhere. And one place cameras on the moon further away and they can't cover the Earth. This is so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose
Intelligence and communication.
Yep.
absolutely. And all these scientific studies, they want to go to the moon. They went and said they brought dirt and rocks back. And, they're always talking about the water on the moon and shit. They would want to have some visuals of the moon constantly and definitely be looking at the Earth 24/7. No doubt about it.
Why would we have cameras on the moon looking on the moon 24/7? It makes no sense. And looking at the Earth, there the satellites is much better than place a camera on the moon. You have no sense for scales and distances. Go back to school, all of you. Oh, I can't stand more stupidity. Tomorrow I will be back with a new video, and in that I will present some more things about the Arctic Scholarship and the Compass Project. And I want to thank my patrons and supporters for all the help. And if you want to help or know more about the project, have a look at my webpage. See you tomorrow and thank you for watching.